submission date for this report, and we have hardly started it, and then they want to make a bunch of really big changes as well. I think we should wait till second semester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I don't actually like grab my head around is where are we actually like what is our position inside of the project? Should it change?
Yeah.
Like what are we supposed to do anymore? Like
Yeah.
you made a very good point in the meeting. Like whatever we'll be doing will be better than what Intel has already had.
Yeah, exactly. Like it sounds like we're just making a like Indra 0.1 instead of 1.0.
Yeah.
Sounds because they've got like a whole team of people from the CSIRO to make a data portal thing, and we're just a bunch of students.
Yeah. And like they have so many like different languages and APIs and like all kinds of stuff that we have to
exactly.
Like, I don't know how we're supposed to do it.
They don't even have clean reusable API code for us to use. It's just some code that they think we might be able to steal bits of. Very hacky. Yeah.
That is my point. Yeah.
But that Nikhil stuff that Nikhil said, he said that he has a thing that scrapes the thread server and like for metadata, and that sounds like something we actually really need. Because I was gonna have to write that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is in Python, I think.
Yeah.
But I got his email, so I'll talk to him about that. But if that's salvageable, then I'll definitely use that because we need to do that anyway.
We might be able to use the logic and translate it into our...
Yeah, exactly.
So after that, I will send the email to Christy to report the client meeting detail. I'm not sure that Christy whether will allow us to these changes, but
well, we have to do the back end anyway.
Yeah.
And Joe, do you think we should change a bit about the front end? Because I think they mentioned the Angular, so something just replace the JavaScript.
No way.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And by the way, because we're ignoring these changes this semester, do you want to go ahead and finish those things you were doing before?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Just resume development as if nothing ever happened.
We should have had Christy at a meeting, like how we supposed to talk to her now. And there's so much stuff that we need to brief about.
Yeah, well,
we should have invited Christy to the meeting.
Yeah. Not that I don't think she has time. She's such a busy woman.
But like, there's so much stuff that we need to talk to her about, but not very much specific things that we know.
Yes, like a whole bunch of vague information.
Yeah, so many jargons.
Yeah.
Like I lost halfway through the meeting. Like
they started talking about n-dimensional data, and I was like,
"What the?
Am I in the same meeting?" And GPU processing as well. That's completely irrelevant to what we're doing because we don't even process the data. We just receive it and serve it.
Yeah, super out of scope. I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting stuff, but not really relevant to our project.
Yes.
So I think the most we're going to get out of this is some code from Nikhil that we might be able to reuse. That's about it, I think.
Joey, so how do you think that we will be fitting into the project? Like what should we be talking to Christy about? How should we tell her
that? Basically, I think we can tell Christy that we had the meeting and that they're making something very similar to our project. and that
a better version of our project.
a million times better. They're making something very similar, and Tom wants us to merge with them, but that's basically not doable because we agreed for 6 weeks that we're going to make our own project. So probably just mention to Christy, like, is it okay if they share some of their code with us?
Yes. Yeah.
And she'll probably say yes, I imagine, because it is a big project where using libraries and stuff is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously we're already going to be using threads, so I don't think she'll mind if we use some of their code. I don't think it's going to go any further than that. And what might also be happening is that we'll give them feedback on their code, like, oh, this part doesn't work for us. You know, can you change this kind of thing? But I have to talk to Nick Gilmore. And that's why I think we should ignore it until second semester, because I can't get all these details in the next 3 weeks and also do the report.
Yeah, and you have a lot of stuff to do with other assignments.
Yeah, totally.
I
Yeah.
get
It's
so many
ridiculous at the moment.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
I forgot that is Thomas Whether mentioned the widget of the new application. No, I don't think he mentioned that in just.
I'm not sure what you're talking. The widget.
No. Sorry.
Like the logo.
King, do you remember you sent an email from the Thomas? Thomas said, maybe we should make a widget for the team.
Widget.
I don't remember this.
I'm not sure if.
Yeah.
The one in the first email in
widget.
terms of system.
The front end thing? Oh,
yeah, it's like we talked. It's like a small plugin.
A small plugin.
Small plugin. What's that?
Can you describe it?
Sorry.
I'm so confused. I don't know. Can you show me the email?
Yeah. Tony.
Let me show the.
Do you mean the email?
Yeah. Let me show that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm curious about how the CSIRO team is going to do the project with Thomas. Like, does Thomas have a separate project with him?
It seems that we have some student already graduated from the UTAS. So
Yeah.
one member in their team. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he probably has multiple projects that have some involvement from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this wasn't a school assignment, then I'd be fine with it. But we can only do so much in a year with 3 other projects each, and Christy on our backs.
Yeah.
We did agree to a certain project. We can't change it too wildly. So I think the most we can do is try and implement some of their stuff in our back end. And I don't think it'll be particularly beneficial for them. It might make our lives easier. I don't think it'll make their life easier.
Yeah, we might not be able to have them at all, but they will.
And I worry about next week. Next Wednesday, we need to shoot something for Christy.
That's okay. We'll just show her a front end and designs. And stuff.
We already have that.
What about 17 weeks? Shoot that application again.
You mean 13 week?
The second demonstration.
Yeah, and in week 13.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I guess we can finish the application front end and then show her some.
I'm not sure.
Back end development. I don't know. Also, the user manual. I don't know. Yeah.
I always like your plan.
We don't really have much to demonstrate because a lot of it is just experimenting on how to get the back end to work because it's really complicated.
This might be the most complicated of projects in this unit.
I think it is. It's honestly so. I picked it because I thought it was going to be easier.
Oops.
You didn't know what you signed up for. or
He
you-
said a portal that serves data. I was like, sure, that's easy as hell. And then he gets in, he's like, look at this NetCDF file format. I'm like, what the hell?
What I see is that.
Okay,
Right,
I expect the implementation to be easier.
Oh, Indra. Oh shit. I thought it was INTRA.
Nah, it's Indra.
Yeah. I was googling the wrong thing. All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A
So
small additional module.
this is
which,
not going to happen.
What's that?
He basically wants, in that sentence, I think he basically wants us to just use the Indra system and add stuff onto it, which is not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just.
It's just, yeah, I think Thomas, he has all these ideas, but he doesn't really know how to do them.
How difficult is it?
Yeah, how difficult they are. Yeah, he's like, they've got this thing, just put it in your thing and it will work
Yeah,
really
yeah,
great.
yeah,
And I'm like,
Yeah, like take time to learn how the
One
Indra
plus one
works.
equals 2.
So,
it's not how it works, Thomas. You can't just mash 2 potatoes together and you get a carrot.
I think Thomas is a good leader.
Yeah, he's a good ideas man, I'll give him that. But maybe he's got his fingers in too many pies.
Okay.
So yeah, Tony, if you want to write an email to Christy and I'll proofread it if you want. And then just so she's in the loop.
Yeah.
And then we've got a demonstration on Wednesday.
Yes.
And then we got to get started on that report as well, guys. So
Yeah.
I started writing a little bit of the technical section about how we had to swap from Google Maps to ArcGIS.
Mhm.
That's just a little bit though, like 100 words. I just wanted to write it before I forgot about it. And yeah, we need to get like all that stuff done before in like 2 weeks before we can present it to her.
Yeah, but the thing is, for this agile report, it's basically like a, how should I say it? A report about us talking with the client about what we have already done with the application. But since Thomas is not actually particularly interested in our project anymore, I don't know how to get feedback from him anymore. Like,
Yeah,
what to write inside of the report?
you could just send us for feedback on the design, I guess.
Yeah, I've already
if
sent
you-
him. He said, "Oh, it's great, but I don't actually care about his other stuff. I want you to do." And yeah.
Well, another thing we have to also do is the user testing and technical testing.
Okay, yeah, we can
Yeah.
do that ourselves. I think.
Are you in 305 this semester, Kim?
305? No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I think everyone else is.
Yeah.
We did user testing in our first assignment. It's basically the exact same.
Yes, I think
Like
it's
black
very
box
the same.
and stuff, right?
No, that's technical testing. User testing is like you give the user a task and they perform it,
Right. Yeah.
and then you tick boxes like, oh, they know how to select an area, they know how to pick variables, they know how to go to the next step.
If you want to know the detail, I will share the 305 the material. For
Yeah,
you.
we can show you the
sure, sure.
305
Yeah, yeah,
assignment
yeah.
if you want.
If you want. And two things is make which application for the test, our application or the India. Maybe I think we need to keep our application test for our report.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
because
need to,
because we familiar our application and pay more attention on it. So we cannot just pay few days to understand what the new things and make the test contact for our report. So I think next week I will draft the test contact of our application for our report. That's
Yeah.
two things. Let it go. We put that things for next semester. We just cope with our current task.
Yeah. So when you're writing the report, just imagine that none of that stuff ever happened with Tom. Just leave it until second semester.
Yes, and I think Thomas didn't care about our report and our task.
He doesn't care.
Oh, he
Yeah,
doesn't
he
agree
didn't.
with it. So yeah.
But to be fair, I don't think any of the project, our clients care about the reports.
Yeah.
Like,
They only care about the
so-
product.
none of them.
so-
They just want results. They just like,
Yeah.
oh, give me the program. I don't care about the stupid report.
Oh, it's for Christy. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
And I think even in the workforce, when we're like actually in working jobs, is anyone going to read these reports? I think you just make them for the stockholders, and then the stockholders throw them in the bin on their way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will send the report for Thomas. Yeah, that's your application. Please take it away. So we just keep our application contact for our report and send that for Christy because Christy care about our report. Thomas just care his application. So
Exactly, yeah.
maybe we should spread them two things to different way. Report to report, application for application. Yes.
Well,
So,
in
there's
my
two
mind, I
paths.
think we should focus on the report the most because I only care about marks. I only want to get a HD. I don't care about Thomas's project.
Yes. Yeah. So you get it. You got
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
Focus on
focus on the report the most. If his application is glitchy and it doesn't work, I don't care.
Yeah.
If we write that we're behind schedule and we write why we're behind schedule and we really justify it, we get good marks.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I still want to. I still would like to program Tom's thing for him and try and make it work. But the academic part comes
But
first.
that is optional.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do that very well, but something
Yeah.
must be first.
Yeah, the academic part is the most important part.
Yes.
Getting the HD is the most important part.
But in fact, to be honest, we are students.
Yeah, we're students. That's what we're doing. We're not here to help you, Tom. We're here to get a Bachelor of ICT done.
But please do mention that in front of the Thomas.
Yeah, I tried to drop a hint in that meeting. Like, first of all, we're students. You know, like we're here to serve Christy, not your report. And while we do want to help you, we care more about the UTAS part of it. So, but yeah, he's too excited about everything, and he wants to get everything done.
Yeah.
So if nothing, I will close the meeting and as soon as possible to send the email to Christy. You know, now is the 2 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I prefer to send the email before the 3 o'clock. Maybe the Christy will reply me soon, very soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we will have a meeting at 4 o'clock, maybe.
If she
Yeah,
has the
maybe.
time, but I don't think she does.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't
I
think-
reckon she'll get back to us.
If I say that Thomas is changed very little and very similar our application, we just want to merge two things in together, I guess the Chris will say yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I still have the feeling that whatever we do with our project in the end, which be just like a throwaway stuff,
Mm.
like I mean, how we supposed to implement something so similar but not as good into
Yeah.
something that is bigger and has already been developed. Like, I mean, there's
Well, if this interesting is
about
as good as they say it is, it's just going to replace every single data portal ever.
sure, yeah,
And
yeah.
then there's no need for ours. But that's okay, because I don't mind if our project gets thrown in the bin. I'm here to get the HD from 301.
It's still our work. It's still
Yeah.
appreciated. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
our sweat and blood, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I'm happy with it, I don't care what happens to it.
My
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. So so Tony, write an email to Christy and let me proofread it first, just to make sure that she can understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And,
dropped
just in
it
Discord.
and Discord share you.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yep.
I
sure
don't want to
thing.
make any misunderstanding.
Yeah, you don't want to
With-
confuse her, and she
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
"Go for it."
So I closed the meeting.
Okay. All right.
Dropped it.
Thanks everyone for coming to the meeting. By the way, it was good to have you all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.